Hey everyone, in today's video I'm going to show you how I passed my Alpha Capital 100k account, how I'm close to passing another one on FTMO, and the strategy I used, and also the way I approach funded accounts. So it's going to be packed with value. So we're going to get right into it. All right, so first things first, we've got our evaluation account down here. Then we have our verification account. So we're going to get started with the evaluation account first and see how we pass that. So you can see we took a total of 19 trades with about a 60% win rate on these trades. At the start, we were in drawdown for a little bit. I think we took one loss maybe, and then eventually we consistently got towards target. You can see that I only took 3 trades really in order to pass this account. So I only took 3 trades, and I'll explain to you why. All right, so this challenge got started in December, and basically when we first started, we took a loss. Then I took a total of around 5 trades on this account. So you see these small ones, they were either break-even trades or just to fill in the gap, but about 5 trades on this account, 1 loss, and then a couple of wins. So I'm going to explain to you exactly which trades that I took and the strategy that I used to pass this account. So I'm going to talk about that strategy first, or we're just going to get right into it. All right, so that strategy is extremely simple. That strategy is literally just based on following highs and lows. Now, before I get into it and before I give you the whole strategy, please let me tell you this. A strategy in and of itself does not make a trader profitable. Mastering that strategy by consistently collecting data on it and consistently executing on that strategy, that's what makes someone profitable. And that's why a lot of people, maybe even you if you're watching this, they're looking for the holy grail or a holy grail strategy. But any strategy works really. You just got to master it. You got to put in the time and effort to master that strategy. Anyways, we'll get right into the strategy. It's really simple. So first thing we look for is a break of structure. And by the way, the strategy plays out on the 4-hour time frame, but it also works on the 1 hour or the 15-minute. We only use one time frame. We look for a break of structure in the trending market. Then we look for a fair value gap or an imbalance, and then we literally just place our entry on the 75 of the Fibonacci retracement tool. So that's it. It's as simple as that. So we're going to get right into TradingView, and we're going to show you a few examples, one of which I'm in right now. So one trade that I'm involved in right now on AUD CAD. So it is extremely simple. We're literally just looking at the most recent high with the most recent low with a more recent higher high. So we're trending up right now. This is an uptrend that we're in right now. So we're looking for longs. Then we want to see a fair value gap or an imbalance, as we see that right here. We want to see a break of structure to the upside, which is what we get right here. And then we literally just drag our fib tool from the low to the high, and we place our entry at the 75 of the Fibonacci level. That's literally all there is to it. That's the strategy. It's as simple as that. The win rate with my strategy or with my trading is around 40%, 40 to 43% probably. And on average, I lose about 6 or 7 times in a row, and I win around 3 or 4 times in a row. So the reason I'm so confident in the strategy is because I've tested thousands of trades on it, and I'm going to show you some of that data right now. All right, so here's the data basically sent in by my colleague and fellow coach, Andre. And he's got around a 36% win rate, which is a little bit lower than mine, but he's got a really solid equity curve, as you can see here. Basically using these exact steps that I just mentioned. They're extremely simple to follow. However, the most important thing is to understand that if you're going to try and trade the strategy, please remember that you're not going to master it in one day. No strategy works like that. You're going to have to put in a little bit of time. You're going to have to put in a little bit of effort to test that strategy, work out the data, and then eventually you'll master it and you'll learn to pass PROPFIRM challenges. So that's the strategy that I used to pass these accounts or this account. Now I'm going to talk to you about how I pass my funded accounts because I've got a system for it that works really well. And honestly, I don't think I've seen this anywhere else before on YouTube. So I do think that this system is extremely valuable because it tells you the truth about trading too. Realistically, you're gonna end up losing sometimes. That's just the way it works. But does that mean that you cannot pass challenges? No, that's not how it works. And let me show you. I'm going to pull up our FX Replay account. For those of you who don't know, our community, we have a shared FX Replay account, so all of our members get access to our FX Replay account. And I'm going to pull up some data from one of our members. All right, so this is Bob. He's one of our newer members. He only started trading around probably around a month or two ago, and his data is extremely solid. Now he's got a 35% win rate, which is a little bit, it's not necessarily low, not at all, but it could be a little higher. But obviously Bob is, he's starting out a month ago, so it's totally fine. And we're going to take a look at Bob's results. So far, this is what we have. Now, I'm going to screenshot this and walk you through my process of passing a funded account. So what a lot of traders will do is they'll buy one 200K account, basically one account they can afford. What I do is I would much rather buy 4 to 8 50K accounts. So I'll buy 4 to 8 50K accounts. Why? Well, because I can risk 2% or maybe even 3% per trade now that way, because I split it into smaller accounts, but I increase the risk on those accounts. So instead of going for that one 200K account and then needing, I don't know, like 20 R in order to pass it, I go for smaller accounts and I risk 2 or 3%, and now I only need 1 or 2 wins to pass it. So now you can see, and this is Bob. Bob's only been trading for less than 2 months really. How many months he would have passed this funded account. So he would have passed it here, right? Let's say we were risking 2% per trade. If we risk 2% per trade and we have a 10% profit target, we only need 5 R with a risk to reward ratio of 1 to 3, which is what the strategy uses. That means we need to win 1 trade, basically 1.8 trade. We need to win out 2 trades. So you see that Bob would have passed it in January, would have passed it in February, would have passed it not in March, but he would have passed that same challenge in April, because that together is around 5%. Then he would have passed it in May and June, basically. Then these months he would have been in drawdown, but then he would have passed it again here, and he would have passed it again here. So basically around 9 out of the 12 months in the year, he would have passed it using this strategy and having a relatively low win rate, but that's still really good. But so that just goes to show the way you should approach funded accounts. You should approach it with a lot more statistical data rather than just, blindly going into a challenge. So that's the strategy I use to pass my funded accounts. And it works really well. Let's say you buy 10 challenges and you pass around 3 or 4 of them. You only need to make around 1%, 1 or 2% on one of those accounts to cover your entire investment. You've got it all back. That's the way I do it. That's the way I've been doing it for years now. That's the way I was able to scale up to $1 million in capital. And I'm planning to max out another couple of firms soon using this exact method and this exact strategy. So with that said, that was basically a short little video on the strategy I use and how to pass funded accounts using that strategy. Do remember though that you do not just blindly copy a strategy. Any strategy that you're going to take, you're going to have to test out for yourself. You're going to have to put in work. You're going to have to basically evaluate your data. And if you ever need help with that, feel free to check out our website, simplemarketsacademy.com, where you can find guidance like that. Anyways, this strategy is free to download in the description, so feel free to check out the link in the description. You can download the strategy and you'll get it right into your email inbox, and you can get to work with that strategy. You'll also receive a bunch of trade examples, so that way you can practice. And also check out some of my backtesting sessions in which I literally backtest this strategy, and you can literally see how it works and train your eyes to spot the same setups that I'm seeing. Thank you guys for watching this video, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.